Time for an NFL mailbag. I am Tom Downey, and it's all made possible by our friends over at Manscaped. You get 20% off and free shipping when you go to manscaped.com/chat and use promo code chat at checkout. First up from Lunds, what receiver do you think the Cowboys pick? In round one, London, Olave, Burks. One of those three if they go one. Round two, look at a guy like a Pickens, George Pickens, a Sky Moore. If he falls, I doubt it. Jalen Tolbert. Round three, maybe a Calvin Austin or a Khalil Shakir out of Boise State. Maybe there's some names to keep an eye out for there. Carson Wentz. Should the Eagles jump on a receiver in a trade or save some money and draft one? If you can get a Deebo, a A.J. Brown, a DK Metcalf to right some wrongs, go trade for one. Get a legit superstar guy and pay him. Failing that, the other guys don't make much sense. I would draft one, potentially round one, round two. There will be some good players for Philly to target at the receiver spot. GBK Hawk. Seahawks trade 9 to the Packers for Jair Alexander. Who wins trade? I say Seattle. I'd say Seattle too. Alexander's is a star number one corner. I would be shook if the Packers dealt him, because then they're probably drafting a corner in round one. I don't love that idea in terms of like adding that player off the top. So I don't think it makes sense for Green Bay, but Seattle would do it in a heartbeat. From Zaire Brown, if I am Jerry Jones, I would trade Gallup for McLaurin. Your thoughts, Tom? I mean, if it were that simple, sure. I too would take the better receiver. Commanders say no. You just paid Gallup. There's no planet in which the Commanders, or even any multiverse in which the Commanders say, yes, we will take McLaurin for Gallup today, right now. That's just not going to work from the Commanders' side of it. From Cornell Sanders. I mean, Colonel? Who will sign OBJ? It's a good question. I assume he's back with the Rams, although they did sign Allen Robinson, but sent out Robert Woods. OBJ had rehabbed his stock down the stretch. Unfortunately, he's now back in rehab for a torn ACL he suffered in the Super Bowl. So stock goes up and then comes kind of back down. There are some teams that I think could make some sense. The Rams obviously should be the favorite right now. The Saints go back home. They could use a receiver. How, I'll use the term wild, would it be if OBJ went back to Cleveland because Baker's not there? Oh, the drama right there. The Green Bay Packers, they were linked to OBJ last time around. They could still have interest this time. And how about Philadelphia? Devonta Smith, OBJ, not a bad duo if OBJ's healthy at some point this year. I would be shocked if he is back and healthy in time for week one, though. So I want you guys to make your predictions for me. Where do you believe Odell Beckham will play in 2022? Head down to the comment section and let me know. Make your predictions for me at the pinned comment. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Brianna Matthews, what would happen if to Sam Darnold if the Panthers either trade for a QB or draft one? Great question, Brianna. He's in a rough spot. He is, and Carolina is. The Panthers picked up his fifth-year option. It is fully guaranteed. They are paying him $18.85 million this year if they have him on the roster or if they cut him. Now, they could trade him, but I don't know who's taking on an $18.58 million deal. Maybe they would eat almost all of that money to get some savings. That might be pushing it a little bit. Maybe they would send a pick out for someone to take on the contract, kind of like the Brock Osweiler deal. I think Darnold might just be stuck on Carolina unless the Panthers want to eat some money or draft picks to get creative with that player. Cameron Christie, Deebo Samuel trade destinations. The Falcons? A lot of Deebo trade questions today. It's funny. I think any team that wants a receiver, the Jets are at the top of that list. I mean, the Jets make a lot of sense, right? Former Niners coach as the OC and head coach, by the way. They have the draft capital. Atlanta could. I think it would work. That's a decent fit for Deebo Samuel. I just wonder if they are willing to give up draft picks when they objectively are rebuilding right now. You can get the Ultra Premium Collection. This awesome graphic. Shout out to Jack for pulling it up here. The Manscaped Ultra Premium Collection is available right now at manscaped.com/chat. That's CHAT. You can get body spray, body wash, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, lip balm, all of it right there. It's awesome products, by the way, folks. You should definitely try them. And you get 20% off and free shipping on everything. You've probably heard about the lawnmower, right? Now up to the 4.0. The best grooming tool for when you want to be nice and tight downstairs, which, of course, everybody wants, right? Use it today. Manscaped.com/chat will be in the comments section and the description, plus promo code chat if needed at checkout. From Shelly, in this year's draft, which cornerback would be the best fit for the Patriots? I could see Bill Belichick liking Andrew Booth from an upside perspective. He's not there yet for me, but I think the traits are certainly there. And that's your round 1 guy. Round 2, if he's there, which I doubt, God, I would love Kaiir Elam, who I think should go in round 1, frankly. He's a top 32 guy for me. They do weird things at corner. They'll probably take someone in the second round, and then some UDFA will be better. We've seen that before, right? Sammy Silver, what would the Saints have to give up to move from number 19 to number 11 for Derek Stingley in the event he is there? We got Deebo, Roby, but we were just for QB last year, so I think it's possible. Well, you also have Marshawn Lattimore. So those are your top 3 guys on the outside, but it's a local guy, so I get it. If you package your first and your second round pick right now, that would get you up to number 7. You said 19. My bad. 19, and your second round pick jumps you all the way up to basically number 9. So with no third, or a late third, it's a little tricky to make it work. 16 and your third gets you up to about, it's all rough by the way, that gets you up to number 8, which is kind of interesting there. So I'm going to keep doing my live trade chart math here. Oh, sorry, I put in the wrong number. First and third gets you up to about 12. Now, it might cost you less to move up this year, but if you package 16 and 98, that will get you to about number 11 if you really want to jump the Vikings for a corner. Jonathan Taylor, who will be targeted more, Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase? Sorry, Jack, he did not like that one. All caps, I have to yell. That's how the internet works. I feel like Chase. I feel like the Vikings are still going to run the football a lot with Kevin O'Connell and try to use play action. So I guess I'll go Chase, but they're both going to get number 1 targets, so shouldn't matter too much there. From Todd, where will Melvin Gordon sign? Good question. It seemed like he was closest to deal with the Ravens, and that has been quiet at this point. Gordon is what he is. He is a reliable 1B or 1A-ish in a rotation. I don't think he's going to be a premier number 1 back as he approaches just turned 29 years old. He always wants decent-sized money, which I respect. Good for him. But the running back market is not what it normally is. So Baltimore makes sense as a destination since he's been linked there. Denver, a return. They got Javonte Williams and not much else at running back. Fantasy owners everywhere in shambles by that one. Buffalo could be a fit. Jets, how about Melvin Gordon and Michael Carter? Houston, he'd be their number 1 back. Sorry, Marlon Mack. At this point, with like a week and a half-ish to the draft, I wonder if he signs after the NFL draft this year. But make your predictions for me. Where do you think Melvin Gordon will end up signing? Head to the comments section and make your predictions. Where will Melvin Gordon sign in this offseason? From Eric Cabarello, I think I got that right. What player do you think the Bears could sign before the draft? Honey Badger? He would fit. I wouldn't get my hopes up there. The Bears are not being big spenders in free agency. I'd almost go for another receiver, but probably not. I think the Bears will be cautious with their spending. Honey Badger would be awesome. How about, if you don't trust Tevin Jenkins and Larry Borum at tackle, maybe go sign one. Maybe go sign you try to sign a guard, you can go sign Brandon Scherf at guard, or not Brandon Scherf, Eric Flowers at guard. Go sign Dwayne Brown. Sign a stopgap veteran along the offensive line. The Lunatic. What is the Cowboys' biggest draft need? Offensive guard. The team has told you, we can't play Connor McGovern there. There's nobody else on the roster who could even start for you at left guard right now. So by a pretty good margin, it's left guard right now for the Cowboys as it relates to the draft need right now. So if something could play at a Jalen Ramsey level, could he make a team like the Eagles Super Bowl contenders? No. He is a quarterback. Jalen Ramsey has played like a Jalen Ramsey level quarterback for a long time. Do you know why his team was only truly just now a Super Bowl winner? Because of the QB. Stingley will help Philadelphia. Make no mistake about it, makes that defense better if he plays at that level. That is a star football player, worth a top 3 pick, if not number 1 overall, right? But in the end, in the NFL, if you want to have sustained success, it's got to be at the QB. That's what we've seen time and time again. There are outliers. Joe Flacco for a year, Blake Bortles for a year. You might win one with Trent Dilfer, but you need your quarterback, Jalen Hurts, to play at a top 10 quarterback level. If you want daily videos multiple times a day from us here at Chat Sports, then subscribe. Hit that big red button so you don't miss out on anything around the NFL. Subscribe right now. From Maddox, do the Falcons draft Sam Howell? Hopefully not in round 1. I would feel better about Howell in the 3rd, given the way quarterbacks rise. Kind of feel like he ends up going in the 2nd round. If he goes round 1, I'd be very confused. So 2nd round, okay, you're not fully committing, but you're giving him a shot. I could live with him in the 2nd round, but I pray to God not with their 1st round pick. From Jamin Flagon, how many quarterbacks go in round 1? It's a good question. I think the over-under is roughly 2.5 should be the over-under. Here are my top 5 QBs in this year's class, where I sit at this exact moment. And this is not going to change. I'm pretty much locked and loaded at this point. Malik Willis, number 1. I think those 2 guys go in round 1. I think the NFL's caught up with me, and I've had this list finalized for like 2 months now. Ritter's QB3 for me. But none of these guys have an actual first-round grade. There are some traits and some very real red flags. Now, on this list, I've got 10 teams that could go QB in round 1. But I want to go team by team here. The Lions, they should not go QB, because if you're not taking one at 2, which you shouldn't, why go on 32? So I don't think they go QB. The Giants have the need, but I don't think they're going to lock themselves in to a QB this year. So I'm going to cross them up. It's Carolina. I think they're going QB. Atlanta, I don't think in round 1, but maybe. Same with Seattle. I don't think in round 1. Maybe. Those are, I think, 2 of your wild card teams. Minnesota is your deep dark horse. If your new organization loves somebody, I don't think so. I think Philadelphia tries next year. The Saints could. I would bet one of the Saints or Steelers go QB at minimum this year. Saints have 2 picks. I wonder if they would prefer to go tackle receiver and give Winston a shot. Possible. The Steelers, meanwhile, I think they are going to take a QB if one slides to them at 20. So if Pickett's there or Willis is there, I think they take him. And then dark horse there is Tennessee. They kind of fall more in the Falcons-Saints category. In a normal class, if this was last year's class, you have 5, if not 6 or 7 going round 1. It would have been wild. But it's not last year's class. So I have the over, I think the books do right now too, at 2.5 QBs in round 1. Type O for over, U for under. If you can find a book out there that has 3.5 as the over-under, hammer the under, by the way. From Lunds, what team needs the best draft to become contenders? Ooh, good question. I think you're looking at a team like the Saints. They are close to contenders, have two first-round picks. I think Philadelphia also fits that category. Maybe, by the way, on the last question, maybe the Giant or the Titans or the Vikings could fit there. Until the Titans are already a contender. From Taylor, is Antonio Brown's NFL career over? I didn't scream this time. There you go, JT. I think it should be. How many chances does one guy get? Every spot he's gone, it has been a disaster. So I think it should be because he is not worth the drama.